girls that I would. They couldn't be on. But good morning, you guys. How are you? Are y'all excited? Okay, wait. First of all, let me ask, who has already completed like the first round? Me. Well, officially tomorrow, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. It is awesome. So like if you haven't started yet, we love it so much, we're gonna repeat it with you. And then we'll all move into like MBFA together. But we really wanted to. McKenna's helping me with this call. Kimberly couldn't be on because she's moving. But we really just wanted to talk to you guys about, like help you get your mindset and your heart right, obviously, but also really talk to you guys about the nutrition piece, because I can tell you, after 6 years as a coach, and even just in my own personal journey, that's the first thing that we either don't even tackle, or it's the first thing that we let go, because it is so exciting to start a new workout program. I'm like a workout junkie at this point. Like I get really excited every time something comes out, and MBF is will go down as my all-time favorite workout after 6 years. Okay. So I love the workouts, and I didn't always. So if you don't love to work out, there's hope, I promise. You will learn to like it a little bit at least. But the nutrition piece, obviously, our program is called Muscle Burns Fat, and that's not going to happen with the workouts alone, right? And I know that you guys all have beautiful goals to maybe lose some weight or shape up, gain some muscle. But I have also learned after 6 years that the nutrition piece is something that Satan can control us with, or we can give it up to God and let him do the work for us. Because raise your hand if you have strongholds when it comes to food. I know I do. I still do. Still fighting that battle. Look at that baby. Look at that hair. Oh my gosh. So that is where we want to go first. And you guys we're just going to walk you through kind of both of the nutrition programs really quickly, because you guys got like literally bought into a gold mine and you didn't even have to pay for it, honestly, with MBF and nutrition, the Ultimate Portion Fix and 2B Mindset. So we're really excited that you have access to these programs, and we just want to make sure that you know where they're at, you know what you should be focusing on, and working your way through this. Because I'll tell you again, like I am one of those people, I know what to do. Like I know what works. I know how my body works. I know that I need to stop eating at a certain time. I know that if I eat sugar, it makes my insulin rise, which makes me store fat. Like I know all these things, but it's the education piece and like constantly keeping, just like we have to stay in God's word every day to stay close to him and to grow. Like I have to constantly be ingesting nutritional information to remind me, Rachel, this is why you're making this choice, and as opposed to this choice. So I love that you guys have access to Ultimate Portion Fix and to 2B Mindset. So does everybody know where to find those? That's the first question. Does everybody know where to find those? You've been maybe watching that already. So if you go to Beachbody On Demand and you go to programs, they're going to be listed there. So I've pulled up 2B Mindset and I've pulled up Ultimate Portion Fix. And what we want you guys to be doing is going ahead. Hopefully you already have started watching the videos. I had no idea she had already added 7-day meal plans. That's awesome. But just start watching the videos and start implementing and start putting into action what you're learning. That's the biggest thing. Don't wait until you watched all the videos, okay? Don't wait until you finish the whole thing. Just watch, start doing, all right? But there is this, for if you're doing Ultimate Portion Fix, she has added this super simple 7-day meal plan. So there's a meal calendar, and there's also a grocery list that comes with it. So, and it's not complicated. It's not like super complex recipes or anything like that. So definitely use that if you are doing the Ultimate Portion Fix. McKenna, do you want to speak to 2B Mindset?
So I haven't actually used 2B Mindset. But what's cool about 2B Mindset is, let me just kind of explain like
the concept,
basics of it. Okay. Yeah. So what's cool about 2B Mindset is she focuses a lot on it's like intuitive eating instead of strictly portion control like Ultimate Portion Fix. And so she talks a lot about what order to eat things in. So if you're still hungry, what type of food should you eat next? And you have this order you go in so that you're not like restrictive, but you're like very intentional about it. And one of the things I like about the idea of To Be Mindset is that it is a mindset shift, right? It's not about restricting calories. It's not about the food, but it's about your mindset, right? And what's cool about both of these programs, including To Be Mindset, is that you're never gonna be hungry. Like, you eat so much food on these programs, which I think is one of those things people think they get the opposite, right? And I know with To Be Mindset, you work on false hunger, so like really paying attention to why you are craving the things you crave. And then I know, so I'm actually looking at the website right now. One thing that's cool is she talks about you just learn how to like make decisions in life. So she talks about why you're going to learn things like you should order first at a restaurant and not let other people's what they order influence you, right? So just really getting your mindset wrapped around food in daily life and how you eat and why you're hungry. But it's really intuitive. So listening to your body and making decisions that way.
So do you want to tell us which one you're doing?
I'm doing UPF. I love UPF.
You're doing UPF. You need to post your transformation in our MBF group.
Okay.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. I still can't believe it, honestly, most times.
You guys want to unmute and tell us what you're doing, please?
I'm doing UPF.
You are? Okay. All right. Here, I'm going to unmute you guys. Okay. Amanda, you're unmuted. Go ahead.
I'm not quite sure.
Okay. Do you have any questions for us, like about it?
Well, I tried the portion fix a while ago, and I did a lot of the eggs, but right now my stomach doesn't like eggs. Like, what is a good alternative for breakfast and to fill in the gap? Because I know eggs is easy. It's something I can do.
Yeah. Let me get, hold on. Go ahead, McKenna, you can answer.
So I actually eat, I don't know if you can do dairy, but if you can do dairy, I actually eat a lot of cottage cheese, which I didn't used to do until the last like 6 months, and I'm kind of obsessed. Because what I love about cottage cheese is you can make it sweet or savory. I use it as like a vegetable dip, or like I'll throw some apples and cinnamon in it. I actually even sometimes throw cottage cheese in like my shake for some extra protein. Shakeology is a protein, or like plain Greek yogurt, or even like tofu. I'm also kind of a tofu fan, which I didn't used to be. I used to think tofu was disgusting. But you can make it taste like anything. And I actually also throw tofu in shakes too, because it doesn't add any flavor, but it adds creamy and the protein. So those are my favorite breakfast proteins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of rock you.
And I have this, like, I don't know if you've printed this, Amanda. This is the Ultimate Portion Fix food list. Oh, it's just stuck to my hair. When I'm like, oh, what can I eat? Like, I always look at that. But I think for breakfast, I would say go-to proteins for us would be Shakeology, eggs, or yogurt. So, and even cottage cheese. Do you like cottage cheese?
Yeah.
I love cottage cheese. It kind of hurts my stomach a little bit though. So yeah, that's what I would suggest for breakfast. The other thing, like I keep this printed and in our kitchen because like, even if you're following To Be Mindset, and so the difference between the two really for me, like I'm kind of type A, like I like you to tell me what to do and how to do, like I like give me like specifics of what I need to do, and I do that well. To Be Mindset, she uses what she calls a plated method. And so like your plate for breakfast should be a certain percent carbohydrates, a certain percent protein, a certain percent like FFC. I cannot remember what that stands for, but like, it's like the extra stuff. And then, so like, if you don't know where your next meal is going to be, like if you have that time of life for job or whatever, and you need to know what your plate should look like when you order a meal or when you sit down with your kids or whatever, that's more so To Be Mindset. For me, when I did To Be Mindset, and this is me, I have a lot of girls who love it and have done so great with it. But like, if you don't tell me like, this is how much protein you should eat, like, I'm going to eat twice that much. Like, I mean, that's just me. And so like, I found myself plating my plate a certain way with a certain percentage. But I was still overeating. I'm an overeater big time. And so that's why I like Ultimate Portion Fix. But with either one of them, it's going to be really important to track what you're eating. And so you see your results come from doing this, or it's not working, so I need to change something. But my point was, like with both programs, this food list, if you don't know, the foods at the top of the food list are the most nutrient dense. Like they're the best foods that you can put into that container. So like on the yellow container at the bottom, you've got like applesauce, I don't even know what's on there. Bagels, English muffins, waffles, pancakes, obviously processed, high in like refined flour and foods and things like that. So I would stick to the top. If you want the best results and to feel the best, honestly, too, you want to stick to the top of the list. So did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you. I just need easy. With 7 kids, I can't make my meal and then make theirs.
I mean, if breakfast is that, I mean, I'm sure all your meals are crazy, no doubt. But like, I mean, Shakeology might be your best option for right now until you find something else that you love. And you know, Shakeology in the morning is really good for me. I've been finding myself having it for a lunch or a snack, but because I do love eggs. Oof, I love eggs in the morning. And so, but I like to add like half an avocado to my shake for the consistency, and also that fat is really good, like just at any point in the day to like prevent the rise of your insulin and things like that. So yeah. Okay. What other questions? Who else wants to share? Amber, which program are you doing?
I am working through the portion fix because I'm definitely an overeater.
Yeah.
And so, but I'm also, if we're honest, I'm also real lazy. So the idea of having the containers also kind of like, that just seems extra work to me. So then I thought, oh, I'll do the other, but I know myself that I need to do that one. So that's the one I'm going to do, even though I'm working through my lazy tendencies.
Yeah. You're working through those, like, you know,
right up here.
Thoughts. Yeah. So with the containers, yes. I mean, so my mindset on that is like, if not using the containers hasn't been working, then probably gonna, you know, if it's not working right now, probably needs to change. So like, I do still use the containers. I don't use them every day. But what I found, like within a month, is I could stop using them. Like I had a really good visualization of this is how much protein I needed on my plate. And I go back to them from time to time when I find myself getting a little out of control. Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So just do the work for a little while, and then it'll become more natural to you for sure. Yeah. Okay. Carrie, what about you?
Sorry, I was taking notes. Trying to do the portion fix, but we're really just trying to focus on adding more vegetables. And not tons of fruits, which fruit's good, but just trying to add more vegetables in our dinners and breakfast and lunch.
Yeah, and that's Alana's whole thing. So honestly, I kind of combine both programs a little bit. She's like veggies most. Veggies, what are the two bunnies? It's water. I can't remember.
Water first.
Water first, veggies most. Is that what it is? Okay, sorry. I'm a horrible coach, obviously. But I always think about that when I sit down for a meal. I'm like, I want more veggies like than anything. And at the same time, you guys, like I have just continued to educate myself. So when I say I'm going to eat veggies, like, honestly, I think she has corn on the veggies list. I don't eat corn. Corn is full of like natural sugars, and it really has no nutritional value whatsoever. So like when I say I want more veggies, like I want the green ones, like I want the spinach and the collard greens and the Brussels sprouts and the asparagus. You know, banana peppers aren't going to probably do a whole lot for my body. It doesn't mean I'm not going to eat them, but like when I'm thinking about nutrients and filling my body up and not being hungry, like I want those rich green leafy vegetables. So that's something to think about too. Another thing, keep your carbs in the morning. Be done with your carbohydrates and even your fruits by lunchtime. You're going to see a big difference in your results that way. Okay. So, Amanda, maybe you have, your body's not doing well with eggs, but like maybe you have a slice of Ezekiel toast with peanut butter and, your Greek yogurt with berries and cinnamon on top, that way you're starting off and you have all that fuel and you're getting your carbs processed first early in the day, even your fruits, and then after lunch your body stops responding by making insulin to those carbohydrates and fruits, and it starts to burn through your fat instead of making more fat. I'm getting sorry, it's fascinating to me, and it's stuff I've learned. So definitely keep when you're making your meal plan. And you guys, I'm putting meal plans in our group too. They're kind of pretty ones with recipes, but don't feel like you have to do all that. I eat honestly very simply. We always have a protein and a vegetable and some fat in there, and I make try to make a healthy carb for the boys at night, and then that becomes my lunch, right? Shakeology is an easy one. Plug it in where it works for you. And then I eat deli meat and tomatoes and cucumbers and cheese for lunch. It's not I don't get crazy whatsoever. All right, Kimberly, you're doing Portion Fix. You've done this a long time and it works for you, right?
It does when I use it.
I love her. She's always honest.
So I'm the Ezekiel toast peanut butter girl every day, always. But I don't have protein. And McKenna, you were saying that you're not hungry with Portion Fix. I'm still hungry. Yeah. I'm eating all the vegetables, and I like carbs.
Have you redone your formula recently?
I'm A.
Have you redone it recently though?
What do you mean?
I don't do this. I'm terrible at it. But you're supposed to revisit it every 30 days because mine bumped up. I lost more weight, and then my goals changed because I'm not really trying to lose weight anymore. I'm just trying to maintain and get muscle. So I jumped up from B to C. So and C has a lot of food, guys. C's a lot of food. And so I don't, and I'm kind of like Rachel, where I've gotten to the point where I kind of just eyeball it. Some days I maybe eat a little more because I'm hungry, and some days I'm I'm not really feeling it today. But maybe if you haven't recently, go through and redo your formula because you might be needing a different bracket.
I'm pretty solidly an A.
Yeah.
Do you need to lose weight though? Are you trying to lose weight?
I'm not real comfortable where I'm at. I'm at the highest that I've been, and it's
okay.
I mean, it's like that 5 to 10 pounds that it just is right there, and for years up until I turned about 35, I was at that weight, and then I turned about 35 and I've gained 10 pounds since then.
Have you tried intermittent fasting yet? Don't make that
so Tom, we can't eat dinner until 6 to 6:30. And then we breakfast together at 7:30, and I really like breakfast.
I like breakfast too, and that's why I stop eating at 4 or 5 because right. I am consumed with food when I'm done for the day. My mind just obsesses with it, and so by cutting myself off at that certain time, it helps me not be so obsessed, honestly. Yeah. But I also like to eat. I haven't eaten yet, and I will probably eat around 10 when we get done. And so, but maybe just play with it. Just play with it. So if you stop eating by 6:30, what time do you eat breakfast?
Usually 7.
Okay. So you're going to be fasting for 12 hours anyways. Just make sure that after dinner you're done. All right. Okay. You're done. And also too, Kimberly, same thing. Are you eating carbs with dinner?
I have been. When I'm following UPF, I'm trying not to, but
no, there's nothing wrong. Carbs aren't bad. I'm going to encourage you, let your dinner, your plate be, and I think Alana even teaches this in 2B Mindset, your dinner should be vegetables, proteins, and fats. Okay. Yeah. So give up your carbs or move them to lunch or to breakfast or whatever. I didn't mean give them up. I meant like give them up for dinner. For dinner. Try that for a while. Make sure when you're done with dinner, you don't eat anything else. Not popcorn. Like giving your gut that time to rest really helps boost your metabolism and burn through your fat stores.
Okay, what are your favorite carbs? Because that's kind of the one that gets me. I'm like, I can have 6 tortilla chips and then like 50 later, I'm like, well, that didn't go well.
Yeah.
Sweet potatoes, quinoa, brown rice. I really like toast. So I do, like you talked about Ezekiel bread. Ezekiel bread's awesome. Those are the kind of ones we stick to. We're really...
So like at lunch I've been having my shake for lunch for a while, so I think I need to change that up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could do shake for breakfast and then have like a snack and then do.
If you did your shake for breakfast, you could still have your slice of Ezekiel toast with it.
Yeah. That way you get the protein, the fat, the veggie.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I just need to move things around because by the afternoon, I don't think I've paired things well. Mm-hmm. And so then I kind of hit like cravings.
So I would encourage you all to have like your first meal of the day, whatever time it is, make it your biggest meal of the day. Okay.
Huh. I think mine's my smallest.
Mm-hmm. I would make it your biggest meal of the day. Okay. Your lunch your next one needs to be pretty sturdy. And then your last meal should be your, not necessarily smallest, but less calorie dense. Does that make sense?
Proteins, veggies.
Veggies, and fats. Okay. And when I say fats, like avocados, coconut oil, olive oil, definitely your nuts are in there. Now, I can't eat nuts late because it makes me really bloated and hurts my stomach. Something about I don't know, my body, I guess I'm old and it's not processing things right. But,
is cheese in the fats, the oils? Yeah.
Yep. So your blue and your orange containers are your fats. Okay. So yeah, that's what I try to do. Try it this week, Kimberly, and see what happens.
Okay. All right. I don't think I'm eating enough for breakfast. And then I'm just like heading into the day strong.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No wonder you're starving. You're like, give me food. And feel that way.
Yeah. And I know the things. I know the things to do.
But it helps that's why I think this is important. It's helpful to talk about it. Again, that's why I read about stuff. I'm constantly reading about nutrition, just trying to keep my brain fresh and whatever, I can't talk. But does everybody have this book too? Mm-hmm. No? I would, and most of you do. Yeah. I would definitely carry, if you don't have it, I would encourage you to get it. It is a game changer. And it's not like I read this book once and I'm done and I'm fixed forever. I read this book over and over and over. And it's called Full Food Jesus and the Battle for Satisfaction. And it is just honestly it's from a spiritual, very, very biblically based standpoint about our relationship with food and how that reflects or does not reflect what God says about us. And so, guys, I coach because God uses food to transform my relationship with him. And I want to encourage you guys, from now, we are going to pray before this call is over. we're going to share scriptures with you guys. We're going to do all the things, but your walk with Christ, this is not just a physical, I'm going to gain muscles, lose fat. Just a minute, bud. This is it starts in here. It starts with what we believe he says about us. And we cannot win this battle without being in his word. Okay. So you guys every day, and I know you probably do already, but I was not 6 years ago. I was not doing what I'm encouraging you to do now. I was grasping. I was desperate. I was circling that mountain of self-defeat, of starting and stopping, of trying new things every month, and it was even now it makes me breathless thinking about how I felt, how anxious and just out of control I felt. And it really didn't change because of Ultimate Portion Fix or because of the 21-day fix. Those work. Yes, obviously. But it changed because I started to I read Made to Crave, and I'll never forget that prayer. Unsettle me, God. Unsettle me in this area of my life. Make me so uncomfortable that I run to you every single day. And he has. And it's been a very imperfect journey over 6 years. And I have started and stopped even since these 6 years. But it's just been a much more consistent and joy-filled journey. This is not a diet. This is not a quick fix. Like, I want each of you to even with the struggles will not go away necessarily, but we are overcoming the struggles more than succumbing to them through God's word. So it's a journey with Jesus. I say it all the time. It's a journey with Jesus, and he wants to be a part of that plate to mouth, what you're doing with your fork every single day. He wants to be a part of it. And so, like, I wanted to give you guys just a couple of scriptures that really, Milo, do you need something, baby? You're just watching me? Okay. So the scriptures, and McKenna, you can share, anybody can share, like, because I know, Kimberly, you've been here for a while with me, and it's your journey with Jesus too, and Amber, you too. But I don't know who Christy is. Who's Christy? Is this Christy Lehman? I'm not sure who Christy is. And I see Laurel, but I can't see your faces. But 2 Peter 2:19, we are a slave to whatever we allow to control us. And that is, I've let food control me for a lot of my life. I still can fall back in that habit. Deuteronomy 2:3, that's one that came from Made to Crave, and it just sticks with me. You've circled this mountain long enough. Now turn north, like I was circling that mountain. Deuteronomy 8:3, man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that comes from the mouth of God. And, I just, you've heard me say, if you've been in my challenge groups for a while, I'm stuck in Deuteronomy chapter 8. If you go and you read it, I read it all the time. Like, I read it all the time. And it's, from the standpoint of strongholds in my nutrition, like, that book floors me. He talks to the Israelites about how he let them wander. He let them struggle. He says that, I let you struggle. Basically to see if you would turn to me. And I'm like, oh God, yes, like, you've let me struggle here, and I still struggle with it. And I need you. And then he goes on to talk about how he's going to deliver them into this promised land, this land of peace that's filled with all these great foods. And I always think about carbs when I read those foods, because he talks about figs and honey and things like that. It's so weird. Like, I always think about that. And just like how he's about to take them into this place of blessing and freedom and fruitfulness. And so, like, that Deuteronomy chapter 8 is just like, I get the praise hands when I read it, and that convicts me to the core. So those are just some of my verses from my journey. So, like, I want to encourage you, like, what are you going to take out of this? Like, what are you going to take out of this, and how are you going to use it to be better for yourself, for your family, for the people that you get to do life with, and encourage them too. So that's my sermon. McKenna, do you want to share anything from yours personally?
Well, one of the things I just keep coming back to, and I can't avoid it no matter what I do, but just finding the joy. Like, joy is kind of my theme for all the things. And I think just remembering that this is supposed to bring you joy. Like, you're supposed to find joy in your body and joy in this journey. And it's hard. Like, it doesn't make it any less difficult, because you guys, like, it's hard, and it's hard to resist the temptations. It's hard to get up early. It's hard to move your body when you're like, I literally can't do one more push-up. That was me this morning, right? Those freaking e-moms. But, like, the purpose of this is to help you find joy in your body, joy in Christ, joy in, like, your life here, right? Like, I sweat so that I can go and enjoy my kids more, because I didn't used to really enjoy my kids, because I felt like I could never do anything for myself. But I do this so that I can go enjoy them. I do this so that I can go enjoy running. I can enjoy the challenge that life brings me, that I proved to myself I can handle, because I found joy doing the freaking push-ups, right? Like, it's all about finding joy. So if you're not having fun with this, tweak it, right? Like, do something that's fun, do a program that you love, find a way to eat that you love, even if it's not, right? Like, make sure that you're finding the joy. And then after that, like, that makes it stick for me, is finding the joy.
That's good. All right. Anybody else? Questions? Share anything? You want to share your struggles, like specific prayer requests? I did want to take prayer requests, because, like, I don't know, I feel like you guys read Get Out of Your Head by Jenny Allen? She talks about in that book about how you should have people that you share your 2% with. And then your 2% is like the stuff you don't tell anybody else. Like, like the stuff that you really struggle with, but you don't share with people. And when you don't share it with people, it doesn't change. Does that make sense? So like you guys, I want you to know this is a safe place. I'm not asking you to share your dirty food secrets with me, but if you want to, you can. And we will definitely pray over them and also hold you accountable. But I would love to just, if anybody wants all of us to pray for you in a specific way, like just take some prayer requests right now.
Well, I'll be willing to get vulnerable. I feel like I'm probably gonna cry. I feel like I'm let my excuses get in the way of my goals and what I really want. And I've been doing this for 1.5 years and I still struggle with that. And I don't want to quit this. I want to get stronger. I want to serve God with my body. I want to serve my family with joy. I need to do this for stress relief before I jump into a homeschool morning because we're kind of crazy over here and it's high energy. I need that outlet for like healthy endorphins to start the day, but I talk myself out of it so much. And then I did 6 days of MBF, and then I got a stomach bug, and then for the last 2 weeks I've made excuses, and so it's just like I'm in the middle of it and I don't want to be like that. So I want to finish this program and set some intentions with nutrition, and I want to stick with it even when my family's eating the brownies and I want to have 2 of them, which I did last night. So
can I ask, when you say your excuses, like what are your excuses?
I'm tired. I don't want to wake up and I'll set my alarm and then I'll be like, I'm too tired. And then I'll surf my phone.
Hey, why don't you go write on your mirror tonight? Like, I'm not too tired. I have time. My family needs me. Write something that, like visually seeing things makes me take action. Okay. Kimberly, and I don't want anyone to think that there aren't ups and downs. There are ups and downs. And you're here on this call, in this group, with this program, overcoming them. All right? Okay? You're not sitting there complacent and not taking action. You're here. All right? One step at a time. All right? I love you.
Love you.
Mallow just said amen.
Preach it. No, love it.
All right. Who else? Hey, Laurel, you want to share anything? Are you doing ultimate person or 2B mindset?
I'm going to try 2B mindset. Excuse me. You said this is a safe place, so I was like, okay, fine, camera on. I allowed myself to sleep in today, and I rolled on the call.
That's good. You look beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I was just going to say that.
Okay.
No, one thing I have found so helpful is ever since I joined this group a whopping week or so ago, the why is God is my why. And that has helped me really get geared up and excited for this challenge. And yeah, I'm going to probably struggle in certain capacities, but already just in this past week, I've recently started getting up and doing the super early morning workout. So I can get to work by 7 and then not have to, or have more time to commit to the family after work. And rolling out of bed has been that why helping me do that. Another thing that I have found helpful over the past, 1.5 years was just reminding myself that it's not about restriction. It's about abundance, that God has provided with the many colors of the rainbow in what we eat. And honestly, I shop at Aldi and the produce selection is amazing, but limited. So maybe venturing out to Sprouts to see what else, what fun stuff I can try to make at home or stuff like that. But just continuously reminding myself that it's an abundance that He's already provided to fuel my body with nutrition and the things that, He created to keep us going.
I love that. It is such, I mean, like, you guys, it's not a chore. This is an adventure. Like, literally, this is an adventure of, like, find, like, those foods that you talked about. Like, eat the color of the rainbow. Talk to your kids about it. Like, I mean, like, it is so exciting. There's a prayer in this book somewhere. I can't remember where exactly. You'll find it if you read it. But it's a prayer about, like, basically thanking God. Thank you for what you created. Thank you for making my body able to take what you made, process it, take what I need, and then get rid of the rest of it. You know, like, thank you. And just like it's a praise, you know, that we get to do this and we get to eat the foods that he did make. So I love that, Laurel. But yeah, definitely try something new every week. Try a new recipe, try a new something every week. That's good. Go away.
Just like to say amen. Amen.
Go get my phone, please.
Where is it?
I think it's by the back door.
The back.
All right. Anybody else want to share or just ask us to pray a specific way? You don't have to. I mean, we're going to be praying for you anyways. But
I have a prayer request, but also this morning my devotional was 1 Timothy 4:8, and
Uh-huh.
it was, for physical training is some value, but godliness has value for all things, holding promise for both the present life and the life to come. And that really spoke volumes to me this morning. But also, my husband has the virus right now, and he's on like day 13 of being just really sick. So just keep him in your prayers.
sorry, Carrie. Y'all haven't gotten it yet?
Had it in March when I was at
Had
tech
it?
school.
Oh.
So hopefully
yeah.
I'm immune to it. I'm not really sure yet, but I haven't been sick and the girls haven't been sick.
Okay.
So.
Definitely we'll pray for him to get, he should be on like the uptick, right? Day 13.
Well, so we're military. So we went to the Navy base clinic last week because he has to go there first and then get a referral. So he went there and it was like day 2 of being sick. He tested negative, which a lot of people, you know, you have to find it at the right time.
Yeah.
So anyways, they said he had bronchitis. So they gave him a steroid pack. So he took that for 5 days and felt really good. Well, on last Friday, he lost his sense of taste and smell. And we're like, you for sure have COVID, you know. So this past Monday, he tested positive. He's been feeling worse all week long. Finally went back to the doctor yesterday, to a real doctor, not a military hospital. But anyways, no offense to the military.
Yeah.
But they told him because he was on the steroids that it suppress his immune system. So he's catching up on those 5 days that he missed out on. So it's even longer now.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we will be praying.
They're crazy.
Mm-hmm. How many girls do you have?
Just 2.
2. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, for sure. Thanks for sharing that. And I love that verse. You know, like, I think that once you start to read God's word from this perspective, like asking him to show you things, you're going to see he talks about food all the time. I mean, he uses it as an analogy for him and for life. And yeah, I think it's really cool. Food and exercise. You know, Paul was such an athlete. You ever notice that? I love Paul. Okay. Anybody else? I'm going to shoot my child. Sorry.
For me, if you all will pray, I eat like a 6-year-old. I mean, if we're honest, I'm super picky and I hate that about myself. It's like the worst. It's so frustrating. Like, and my kids are following suit, and that just, like, my nieces said, your kids eat like worse than prison. Like, because they want to eat cheese crackers and peanut butter crackers, which, I mean, they're kids, but still, but I eat more than that, but I am trying to get better. And so my prayer, and I've prayed this for years, and part of it is I pray it, but then I don't actually do anything about it, but that the Lord would just change my taste buds, that the foods that I think maybe I'm not going to like, or all these vegetables, like I like raw vegetables more than I like cooked vegetables, which is fine. And so I just throw them all in a salad and get them that way. But just trying to change my mindset on that too, and not like it's so weird to be afraid of food, but I kind of am in that sense. I'm afraid of the things that are good for me, which why? What in the world? What?
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
But so just pray that, like, that's been my prayer since I started this journey. And then, but I just really, I need to actually take action and not just, I'm good at praying things.
Yeah.
Just not always good at taking the action after I've tried to like say that. And so that's just my prayer right now, is that I would be bold and courageous and not be afraid of food.
Yeah. Right. Well, you know, I mean, I know you're a coach now too.
I am. And that, I think that'll help a little bit. Just learning about it, I think, is part of it. But
well, I was going to challenge you to, have you shared that publicly?
no.
I will tell you, like, when I say something publicly like that, it like makes me level up. So like, if I say I'm intermittent fasting and I'm eating at 9 o'clock every night and I don't tell my followers that, I mean, it's just a different level of accountability for me personally. And I know that you are. So like, maybe be like, hey, I eat like a 6-year-old, trying to change that. I'm praying about it. This is what I'm praying. And I'm going to start showing you how I'm changing that. You know, like that just may be something that makes you step up and level up, because you don't want to be stuck in that vicious cycle of self-defeat.
And I don't want my kids to grow into that cycle. And so, I mean, my husband and I are both kind of picky, which is frustrating, but he's better about like eating things than I am. But our poor kids, I watch their, like, what they ask for to eat, and I'm like, I have already, I mean, luckily they're only 6 and 4, so I can hopefully make the change. But
have you checked out the 75 lunches that come with UPF?
I don't think so.
Okay,
I need
it's
to.
geared, like, it's made for kids. You should check it out. Maybe you should start there, because your 6-year-old eating habits might like it better, and it can like transition you into, you know, you should look at it. There's a lot. I mean, 75 different lunches. They're awesome. You should check that one out.
Where is that again?
So it's part of Ultimate Portion Fix. So if you go to I think it's just under the material section in UPF on your bod.
I'm going to share it.
Yeah, perfect.
Let's see. There's so much here. I don't know.
Do you mind if I speak to this as a mom?
Please.
So I've got 3 boys, and I pulled out the containers when I first started doing this, and I didn't realize I was like way overeating on the healthy stuff. And so I started like verbalizing, all right, I'm having my red, this is a protein. And then they'd like look at the list with me. And so I've got 14, 12, and 9, but I started this like a year and a half ago. So they started seeing me like do these containers, you know, and sticking the foods in there, and, you know, like the veggies. And, you know, I'm like, I have to eat 4 of these. Like, how am I going to eat 4 of these? But at snack time now, I'll say, all right, what have you guys had today? And they can list off, I've had a carb, I've had a protein, I've had a fruit. I'm like, what are you missing? And they'll be like, oh, I'm missing a vegetable. So they're starting to internalize watching me do it. I'm not eating anything they are. I'm just measuring it out and trying to be mindful with it. But even like we'd go to Sprouts and they'd be like, Mom, can we try this fruit? Can we try this vegetable? And I like, what are you going to say? Like, yeah, you know, I'm trying to involve them on the grocery shopping and having the list out and saying, oh, okay, like, you know, my 14-year-old, hey, you're about the size I am. Are you eating 4 cups of vegetables? And he's like, no, you know, so them having that visual too has been kind of cool. And they see, I don't eat anything different than they do at all. Like we all eat the same stuff. But they're starting to internalize what foods are what groups and why do we need the variety. So involving them makes it a lot easier. Because we're doing it together. So like handing your kids the list and saying, all right, what vegetables should we get this week? And if they're taking the lead, they may be willing to try things that like they put in the bag that they pick out from the store.
Yeah.
So it's become a whole family thing.
Yeah. No, thank you. That's helpful.
Sorry, I was posting that in our group. I don't know if it'll pull up You may have to log in to see it. I don't know. But it's under module 5 for the family fix and ultimate portion fix under the program materials. So yeah, that's where that's at. All right. Anybody, Amanda, do you want to share anything? You don't have to.
Just be intentional with food choices. Yeah, it's hard with junk food around for the kids, which I shouldn't keep around, but it's life. Stay away from the chocolate and not so much peanut butter. And I like my chips and crunchy stuff, so change it to carrots, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, those are real struggles. Having kids in the house it is a struggle. But I also, and Kimberly and I've had this conversation a lot because I struggle with it too. I think I need to keep these things in the house for Henry and Milo. You know, like my kids, I don't want to deprive them of all the treats that I had, things like that. But look at Milo. I have really, really, really been convicted lately about just how much processed food that they eat. And it's not good. Like, it's not good. And but they're growing boys and they're hungry. So just one of the things I have focused on more so for us is you have to eat everything on your plate, because he will nibble on his plate and then 2 hours later or an hour later say, I'm hungry, I need 2 packs of peanut butter crackers, right? And we know filling up on the good things sustains us and makes us, you know, feel full. And so, like, yes, we still have, but the things that I keep in the house for them like that are things I don't want. So, you know, like, I get rid of the things that tempt me and keep the things that, you know, that they can eat that won't tempt me. So that's just, you know, like, and and we don't keep, there are just certain things that I say for, like, you know, Kimberly, we talked about your struggle with tortilla chips, you know, maybe buy a different brand or a different kind, or like I said, save the tortilla chips for the Mexican restaurant when you go, you know, that type of thing.
I just found a brand I don't like. And I'm like, I don't want to eat that much. And that just happened like 2 weeks ago on accident. So I was just sitting here thinking, like, I can't stand those tortilla chips, and everybody's still eating them like they don't know the difference, but I do. So I'm totally going to buy these from now on.
I love it. And you can have your tortilla chips when you go out to eat. You know, it's not about, like, depriving yourself.
No.
No,
it's about the mindless eating and not being intentional in the other areas. You know, I'm all about having the treats sometimes. I think that's great, you know, but it's the mindlessness and then later feeling guilty because I wasn't intentional when I had planned to be earlier.
Yep. Okay. Yes, Amanda. Are all your kids still at home? They're
14 down to 4.
We shall, like, fly to see you and help you. Like,
anytime.
Super mom. All right, you guys. Well, we're coming up on an hour, and I know you guys have things to do today, but I've loved this, and I didn't get to take a picture, so maybe McKenna did. She's good at that. But I will pray, if that's okay. Does anybody else have anything else? Do you have any questions? So, like, as far, I didn't even talk about, like, do you have a meal plan for next week? Sorry, I shared in our group. There's one that I created. It's called Summer Shred, like Summer Shred Meal Plan, and it's 4 weeks of meal plans with some links to recipes in there. And then I'm going to put in some more, like, they're a little bit prettier, more like fancy, like MBF meal plans. They're going to be in the unit section of our Facebook group. Okay. And I know I'm emailing them out to my girls too, but there's stuff there, but you do have to do what works for you. Like, I don't prep all my meals for all week. I used to do that when I worked full time, but I don't do that now. Like, I plan out what we're having for dinner. I know I'm going to eat leftovers for lunch, shake for breakfast, or eggs or whatever. And it's very simple. But if you do work full time, or you are outside the home, or Amanda, you have like 7 kids and you know you don't have time to prepare yourself something necessarily every day, plan, you know, to eat something that you can grab and go, or that is leftover based or something like that. You probably don't have leftovers at your house. It's like 9 people.
Not much.
So, you know, that's something to consider too. And it's okay to eat the same thing over and over, you guys. Like, people are like, oh, my meal plan is boring, I just eat the same thing. I'm like, that's okay. Like, that, if that works for you, that's fine. Right? Okay. So, but definitely use the group to ask questions or, your coach, me, or whoever. Okay. All right. I'm going to say a prayer. God, thank you so much for this time. Thank you so much for this focus. Thank you for putting that conviction in our heart that we do want to make better choices. We do want to honor you. We do want to learn more about what your word says about you first and foremost, and about what your word says about how much you love and value us, God. And I pray that our actions, our choices, our mindset, our thoughts will reflect that, God. I pray for Kimberly, that you would please just help her to daily, hourly overcome the excuses that get in the way of her being able to honor you and serve you with her body, God. I pray for Laurel as she tries to expand her nutrition, God, that you would please just point her to new foods that she loves and that she enjoys and that her family gets excited about too. God, I pray for Carrie and her family as her husband overcomes coronavirus. God, please protect him. Please help him to feel better today. God, I pray that you would please protect their family from sickness and anything that could stop her from starting this journey well, God. I pray for Amber that you would please change her taste buds. God, we know you can do it. We know you can do it. God, help her to think of Daniel in the Bible and the choices that he made and what that meant for him and his body and his ability to serve you. God, please just change her desires, her cravings, and God, help her to find new foods that she loves. God, I pray that you would help Amanda as she is such a beautiful mama stewarding those 7 kids, God, that you would help her to be intentional about the choices that she makes. Help her to be mindful and excited to try new things and to change the way that she eats and to be that positive influence for her family, God. We praise you for this journey, and we pray that we would learn new things about you, about ourselves, and see changes that last. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right, you guys. Well, I'll see you on Monday.
Thank you so much for doing this. This is such a blessing.
You're welcome. I love it. Okay. Y'all have a good weekend. Milo's giving you like the 1,000th thumbs up. Bye.
Bye.